you for being patient with us. In this paperless society, we sometimes still have mounds of paper to sort through. I'd like to call to order the regular City Council meeting for December 8, 2025. Madam Clerk, please note all council members are present. And if you would, please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next item is approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda? Hearing none, it shall stand approved as submitted. Approval of the November 10, 2025 regular City Council meeting minutes.
Mayor Smith.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore.
I move for the approval of the November 10, 2025 regular City Council meeting minutes.
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Thank you. Minutes have been approved. Next item is the presentation of the 250 coin challenge. I think we have at least 4 of you, perhaps 5 of you, 4 of you. If you would, please join me in the front. Yes, ma'am. So apparently as with the normal setup that we have, you can't hear over the live stream if I'm talking and we don't have a microphone. So here we go. So tonight, I have the honor of presenting the 250 Citizen Challenge coin to 5, which is now 4 individuals. And first, I must say thank you to Clay County 250 and to our partner schools, teachers, civic groups, and families, and also volunteers who help make this challenge real. As we move towards July 4, 2026, the 250th anniversary of our country, the 250 Citizen Challenge invites citizens of every age to turn patriotism into participation. These coins are earned through actions that keep a republic strong, such as reading the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, writing to public officials, attending public meetings like this one, volunteering in your community, thanking public servants, we would always appreciate that, learning about local history, and recruiting others to do the same. So each coin says citizenship is not a status, it's a practice. And every practice repays the freedom we inherited and the responsibility we owe for that freedom. So our coin recipients this evening are Cindy Booth, Brian Edinger is not able to join us this evening, Ann Nelson, and David Nelson. So on behalf of the City of Gladstone and in recognition of your commitment to learning, service, and civic engagement, I am proud to present each of you with the 250 Citizen Challenge coin and a commendation certificate, which we shall do the coin first. And the certificate reads, certifies that each of these individuals has successfully completed the 250 Citizen Challenge, demonstrating a living commitment to informed, responsible, and engaged citizenship in honor of America's 250th anniversary. Through acts of learning, service, and participation, they've exemplified the spirit of active citizenship envisioned by our founders, proving that patriotism is not a status, but a practice. With the presentation of this Citizen Challenge coin, we commend this accomplishment and issue this charge. Continue your practice of citizenship. Share the challenge with others. Inspire your neighbors, students, and community to join you in strengthening our republic for the next 250 years. Presented on behalf of the City of Gladstone, Missouri, Gladstone City Council, and Clay County 250 in partnership with the America 250 Missouri Commission. this date of December 8th, 2025. If you would, please give all these individuals a round of applause for what they do. Which of you would like to speak first?
I'd like to recognize a special class of citizen. They are called teachers, and I have one right next to me, to my right, and there are others probably here. And when I was a kid, it inspired me and helped put me on this path. And then this last year, I've had the opportunity to substitute teach at Antioch Middle School, and I can assure you, civics is still taught. They do it through curriculum and also through their example.
Sure. You're positive? Come on, sir. So good at it.
I'm proud to be a citizen of this city, of this nation, and I want to make it even better. And that's what we're doing. We can make this community even better than it is. As long as we continue to celebrate the realities that we are bringing, and I'm especially appreciative for the Atkins Johnson Farm and for their people kind of representing that are here, and what we're doing to really improve that equipment.
This is kind of a special evening. Those of you who have been here frequently know that Mr. Oldebecken has this has almost been his brainchild. And I haven't told you this, but I attended the National League of Cities Conference in Salt Lake City 2 weeks ago, and they had 2 sessions on the 250. And both sessions, they asked for any ideas that were going on in their communities. And no one else was doing it, but I guarantee you they are now, because there were people writing notes, writing notes and planning to go back to their communities and implement something like this. So you've got a really good thing going on here. So thank you very much. Next item is communications from the audience. Members of the public are invited to speak about any topic not listed on our agenda this evening. While speaking, please state your name and address for the record, and please limit your comments to no more than 5 minutes. Do you have any takers? Anyone like to address the council? All righty then. Communications from the City Council, Councilman Nave.
Thank you, Mayor. Don't have much this evening, but it's just hard to believe that it is already December. The year's gone by so fast. I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has volunteered and given their time on a board, commission, or in another capacity for the city. Just my sincerest gratitude for everything we've been able to accomplish in 2025, and super excited to see what 2026 has in store. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilman Davis.
Thank you, Mayor. The only thing I'd like to say is I believe this might be our last council meeting before the new year. That's true, and just want to wish everybody a very happy and safe holiday season with your family and your communities. Obviously, understand what this time of the year is really meant to be, but also look into 2026. We might not be talking about one type of football right now, but another type of football is out there, and they just released the schedule for that, so that's exciting. Looks like the teams coming are going to be some fun teams, especially if one individual plays for one of those teams. It will be an exciting time. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Spallo.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, I know that it's a difficult time of year when you lose someone. And our community lost someone very special to us just recently, and that was Mr. Matt Hoops. Matt Hoops was a proud staff member of the city of Gladstone for over 25 years. He worked in the Parks and Recreation Department as the superintendent over park operations. And so if you enjoyed those parks during that time, it was because of the hard work and dedication that Matt had, not only to, the people that utilize those parks, but also to all of our staff, because he also managed to make sure that all the buildings were taken care of and maintenance and painted and swept and everything else. And so I'd just like to take a moment here to recognize Matt Hoops, the work that he did for our city, but more importantly, the dedication that he had to his family and to his 3 sons and grandchildren and wife Karen, who have all been an integral part of our community for a very, very long time. And my truest condolences go out to his wife and children. And he will be sorely missed around all the times when we're having festivals and whatnot, and you would see Matt come out. So here's to Matt Hoops.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Moore.
Thank you, Mayor. I had the opportunity last week to attend the annual Clay County EDC Keystone Awards. And one of our very own, the Animal Clinic of Gladstone, received an award at that. So Mayor and Councilman Nave and the leadership team all enjoyed our time at the Keystone Awards. I also wanted to congratulate the mayor on an excellent mayor's Christmas tree lighting. It was chilly, but very well done, and I think downtown looks beautiful and festive, so thank you.
And thank you. I actually have a few things this evening. First of all, I'd like to echo Councilmember Spallo's comments about Matt. He's one of those quiet people who made Gladstone Gladstone, and just a great guy. And he is going to be missed, and it was very sudden and unexpected. So his family's struggling just a bit. But we all owe a debt of gratitude to people like Matt Hoops. As I mentioned earlier, I did attend the National League of Cities Conference in Salt Lake City, which is a meeting of communities from around the country. And they touched on a lot of topics that we are all dealing with, in our real lives here. And I kind of always had that, all of our problems are the same. They just look a little different. And a lot of the solutions are the same. So we learned a lot. I have some things that can share with the city manager that hopefully might help us. But I appreciate the council allowing me to attend that conference. Thank you for your kind comments about the tree lighting. Carly Ritter, of the Fox 4 meteorologist, was our guest MC, and she is fabulous. She's just really, really, she just exudes happiness, and the kids really loved her, and we had a great Santa Claus this year. He stuck around for more than an hour afterwards, talked to every child that was in the audience that wanted to talk to Santa Claus. Yes, he was the real Santa, just in case you're all questioning that. And I do believe that she is convinced he is the real Santa.
He's the real Santa.
What am I thinking?
Believe it.
Yes, believe. You must believe. And speaking of snow, would like to ask Tim Nebergall to just give us a very brief overview of our snow plowing program and priorities for the winter.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Snow came a little bit earlier this year, but we were ready. I'll talk real briefly about this past storm. We actually got out and pre-treated the Sunday following Thanksgiving, so we were able to get pre-treatment done on the streets. And then we had crews out beginning at 5 a.m., and then we ran essentially 24 hours till we had the streets clear. So overall, I think it went okay for the first storm. There's always things you can improve on, but as always, the Gladstone residents they understood and were willing to work with us, so we're always thankful for that. So real briefly, this year we're going to tackle storms kind of like we have in years past. We split the city up into 4 zones. We assigned 2 trucks per zone. one larger dump truck and then one smaller truck. Both of those have a benefit. The larger trucks are heavier. You have the ability to get down to the pavement just because of the weight. They're also more difficult to get around in tight spaces. They're a little bit more difficult to plow cul-de-sacs or if there's cars parked on the road, that type of thing. Essentially, that totals 8 trucks, and then we add a 9th truck to North Oak Traffic Way and Northeast 72nd Street. And that will just run those corridors the duration of the storms. We have kind of a priority as far as how we clear routes. We start with our snow routes first. So if we get heavy snow during the middle of the day, we will stay on those snow routes until the snow subsides. So sometimes we get phone calls and says, I haven't seen you on my street yet. It's not because you've been forgotten. We're just trying to focus on those snow routes, especially on days like this past Monday, where it happened just as people were going to work. School was in session in a lot of cases, and then throw in the fact that I think a lot of folks were sent home early. That meant a lot of traffic on the road, so we really focused on the snow routes. From there, we moved to hills and streets with several continuous blocks, and then we moved to streets with short segments, and then cul-de-sacs and dead-end streets last. And it's not because we're trying to leave anybody out. This cul-de-sacs just take the most amount of time for the length of the street. So that's why they typically are done last. So that's typically the priorities. Just in a nutshell, we clear 250 lane miles over the city's 9 square miles. We use about 3,000 tons of salt annually, and we'll typically use about 400 tons of salt in a storm. So we do use quite a bit of salt, but that's one of the reasons why our streets are clearer than some of our neighboring communities.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what does everyone think of Gladstone snow removal? Okay, yeah. We love showing our faces when it snows because everybody's complimentary of your efforts. And please let everyone know that we appreciate that. Does anyone have any comments for Tim or any questions? No, but thank you a million times over. You do a great job.
And one thing to add, it's a team effort between Parks and Public Works. So the Parks folks are involved in it as well. So sometimes I think they get left out and they're right there with us. So thank you.
I think the only thing you could do better would be to catch the snow before it hits the ground. Do a great job. So thank you, Tim. With that, I think we should have a little bit of fun with snow removal and snow plows and such. We have 5 large trucks, dump trucks we use, as Tim discussed. So we are going to kick off a snow plow naming contest, okay? And it will be done with a Survey Monkey, most of it online. You'll hear about it very, very soon. And the way it works is you submit your names either through the on-site, or you can mail it into City Hall, and we'll have that address and contact out there. And then you will be able to vote on your favorite names. And when you get down to, we'll get that down to 10, and then we'll bring it in-house and probably let our leadership team decide what the final 5 are. And if one of those is your winning name, you will get to have your picture taken, putting the name on the truck, probably give you some swag, a shirt or a ball cap or something with Gladstone on it. And in other communities, it has turned out to be a lot of fun. And I wish I could share some of the names I've heard, but I don't want to give you a leg up. But they really, really are creative. And so I hope you'll all participate in that. It could be a lot of fun. And then before we get into the board and commission appointments, another exciting announcement, you've heard us talk about it before, is that we have officially signed all the contracts, dotted the I's, crossed the T's, for Gladstone USA Freedom Fest. And that is going to be an extravaganza on the 3rd and 4th of July next year. And I'm going to turn it over to Spencer Davis here in just a second because this has been his brainchild. But I can tell you we have a couple of very well-known groups that are going to be performing and some other things. And we're hoping it will be a really good event for the whole entire North Lane community. So Councilman Davis, why don't you give us some details?
Turn that on. No, thank you, Mayor. This one's exciting, right? Obviously, when I was first running and people were asking, why do you want to run for mayor, is like, I want to have some fun. I want to bring some things back to the city that I remember as a childhood. We had block parties all the time that we were always enjoying, and how can we go get more of that type of stuff involved? And when you look at next year, obviously World Cup, you got the world stage, you know, a lot of people are going to be focused in, especially with Argentina in town. But we want to do something special for America, right? This is the 250th year of our existence as a country, and we want to celebrate that in an epic way. And so we are super excited to be able to, I believe, going to have the show of the city, by all means, of what we're going to do here in Gladstone. We're going to move the 4th of July party over to Happy Rock Park for a year, just to accommodate a larger crowd and larger fun. We're going to be able to bring in some exciting, we believe, some elements to showcase who we are up in the air. You might get an idea of what that's going to be here in the near future. And then, like Mayor says, we're going to have a truly national act. So we're going to obviously have Flashback come back. They'll start us off. We will have the Elders, who is a Gladstone band. Obviously, they're worldwide known, but they are born and raised in Gladstone, actually neighbors of Austin here, and my backdoor neighbors growing up, and I remember hearing them growing up. And then Eddie Montgomery with Montgomery Gentry is going to be our headliner. So we have a national act, and it's going to be awesome. So we're going to have a lot of fun, and then we got City Manager Bob Barrett to give us a lot of fireworks afterwards. So it's going to be the most epic fireworks show that we've had in Gladstone history. So it's going to be exciting times. We can't wait for it. You'll see more information about it and want everybody to be there, obviously. So.
Thank you. And Bob, thanks to you and legal counsel and everyone else that has worked on this. It should be a heck of a good time. And we're also hoping that the 250 organization will have some sort of a tent with some information and some displays. We can give you all the space that you want for that. Okay? Great.
Well, just one more comment on that, and I think that is a big piece of it, right? Is yes, we want to have fun, enjoy the whole thing, but we also want to remember why we're there. And I think that, you know, we'll bring in some of the elements that we do around the city already. And Jim, I hope you're open and willing, and I think you are, obviously, to provide what we need, but have some history tents, have some, you know, different pieces, some storytelling things going on, so we have some true iteration of you know, where we came from and where we could possibly go in. So it's exciting times.
Great, thank you. Next item is board and commission appointments. Each year, the city makes appointments to its various boards and commissions, and we publicize that, and we hope that we get a lot of folks who apply to be on a board or commission. It's a great entry into city government, and this year we had numerous folks, probably more than we had places for us. We had to create some spots, but would take a motion for the board and commission appointments. Everyone has that in front of them?
Mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
I propose a motion to accept the slate of new boards and commission members.
Second?
Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. We have a presentation of retiring boards and commission members. Mr. Murch here. Mr. Ebenroth. We'll go down to Ashlyn. Ashlyn, are you here? There's Ashlyn, okay. And Emily? All right, great. Join me up front, please.
Here it is, right here. Chris has it.
So these both say the same, different name. So in recognition of your service and achievement in the betterment of our city and outstanding contribution as a member, Emily, for Parks and Recreation Advisory Board from 2020 to 2025, presented on this 8th day of December 2025, the Gladstone City Council. Ditto, they serve together. So 2020 to 2025. Would you like to say anything? Sure you would. Sure? Okay, great. have the list of new appointments? We all have it electronically, I think. You have it?
Only electronically. Print all that.
Thank you, Becky. Okay, those of you, as I name you, if you please would stand, that'd be great. For the Arts Commission, reappointment of G.K. Callahan, Sarah Day, and Chad Peo. Board of Zoning Adjustment reappointments, Robert Sedich and Larry Newport. Capital Improvements Program reappointment of Greg Strasser. Code Board of Appeals reappointment, Robert Frank and Charles Logan. EMAC Environmental Management Advisory Committee reappointment of Gary Smedley and Larry Thrasher. Neighborhood Commission reappointment of Dan Green, new appointment of Roland Creedle Jr. Sir. Parks and Rec Advisory Board reappointment, Julie Beamer. Jim Olszewski, new appointments, Kenzie Adams, Shelley True, and Charles Leap. And Planning Commission reappointment of Steve Beamer and Katie Middleton, with new appointments, Andrea Johnson and Jacob Dobbs. So thank you very much for offering that. Communications to the city manager, it's your turn.
Wow, thank you, Mayor. I only have 3 quick items here. The latest edition of the Gladstone magazine is out. The fall 2025 issue highlights the seasonal updates and community news for the months ahead, including a look at the city's new dog park and standout businesses in the heart of Gladstone. If you didn't get one in the mail, residents can read it online on the city's website. The City Hall will be closed on Thursday, December 25th in observance of Christmas, and on Thursday, January 1st in observance of New Year's Day. But regular business hours will resume on Friday, December 26th, and again on Friday, January 2nd. And finally, once you're done with your Christmas trees, real Christmas trees will be available for disposal free of charge at the Public Works facility from December 26th through January 9th. Public Works is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And of course, it will be closed on New Year's Day. But proof of residency will be required to dispose of your Christmas tree. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Great, thank you. I did fail to mention that to date, we have raised about $18,000 for the mayor's Christmas tree. And we kind of had an official goal of 15,000, but an unofficial goal of 20,000. So if any of you, like me, are saving money on Chiefs playoffs tickets this year, if you could contribute to the mayor's Christmas tree, that'd be awesome. But some of you in the room already have, and we appreciate that. Item 10 is the consent agenda. Madam Clerk, will you please explain and read the consent agenda?
A consent agenda allows the city council to consider and approve routine items of business without discussion. Any member of the city council, the city staff, or the public may request removal of any item from the consent agenda and request that it be considered under the regular agenda if discussion or debate of the item is desired. Items not removed from the consent agenda will stand approved upon motion by any council member. Second unanimous vote to approve the consent agenda as published or modified. Consent agenda, Resolution R-25-75, a resolution amending the employee handbook for the city of Gladstone, Missouri. Resolution R-25-76, a resolution amending the city of Gladstone Retiree Health Savings, RHS, plan to expand the definition of eligible expenses to include all medical expenses allowable under Internal Revenue Code, IRC, Section 213, except direct long-term care expenses. Resolution R-25-77, a resolution adopting a mission statement, vision statement, and goals for the city of Gladstone, Missouri for 2026. Resolution R-25-78, a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign an agreement with Box of Chalk, Inc., doing business as United Entertainment of America, to provide event coordination, promotion, marketing, and sponsor solicitation for the 2026 Independence Day celebration. Resolution R-25-79, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a Fourth Amendment to the antenna site lease with New Singular Wireless, PCA, LLC, at the Antioch Water Tower. Consider monthly financial update October year-to-date 2025.
Thank you. Is there any member of the audience who would like an item removed for discussion? Staff, City Council? Would entertain a motion?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Nave.
I move to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. On the regular agenda is first reading Bill number 25-32, an ordinance approving the final plat of Blankenship Homestead and directing the appropriate officials to affix their signatures to said plat for recording.
Mayor Smith,
Councilmember Swallow.
I move to place Bill number 25-32 on its first reading.
Second.
A motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Madam Clerk, will you please read the bill?
First reading Bill number 25-32, an ordinance approving the final plat of Blankenship Homestead and directing the appropriate officials to affix their signatures to said plat for recording.
Mayor Smith,
Councilmember Swallow.
I move to accept the first reading of Bill number 25-32, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second.
A motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Madam Clerk.
Second reading Bill number 25-32, an ordinance approving the final plat of Blankenship Homestead and directing the appropriate officials to affix their signatures to said plat for recording.
Mayor Smith,
Councilmember Swallow.
I move to accept the second and final reading of Bill number 32, and enact it as ordinance number 4.716.
Second.
A motion and second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, will you please read the bill? Excuse me, call the roll.
Councilman Nave?
Aye.
Councilman Davis?
Aye.
Councilmember Swallow?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore?
Aye.
Mayor Smith?
Aye. Bill number 25-32 has been enacted as ordinance number 4.716. Item 12, first reading Bill number 25-33, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the United States Department of Justice to allow for the acceptance of allowable proceeds resulting from joint investigations between the Gladstone Police Department and federal law enforcement agencies.
Mayor Smith,
Councilman Davis.
I move to place Bill number 25-33 on its first reading.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Madam Clerk.
First reading Bill number 25-33, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the United States Department of Justice to allow for the acceptance of allowable proceeds resulting from joint investigations between the Gladstone Police Department and federal law enforcement agencies.
Mayor Smith,
Councilman Davis.
I move to accept the first reading of Bill number 25-33, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second.
The motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Madam Clerk.
Second reading Bill number 25-33, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the United States Department of Justice to allow for the acceptance of allowable proceeds resulting from joint investigations between the Gladstone Police Department and federal law enforcement agencies.
Mayor Smith,
Councilman Davis.
I move to accept the second and final reading of Bill number 25-33 and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.717.
Second.
A motion and a second. City Manager Bear, will you please tell us a little bit about this particular bill?
Yeah, sure. Anytime the police department works an investigation with a federal entity, and I'll give you an example. A few years ago, the police department stopped a car that had a lot of stolen property out of Walmart in it. And through the investigation, we found out that it was a multi-state crime spree or organized crime, which involved federal agencies that got in at that point. Well, as part of that, and it also happens with like drug investigations occasionally, we find out that it becomes part of a bigger federal investigation. And so when the federal government actually is able to receive compensation for that, they'll take the proceeds and be able to divide that up, the allocation of the resources. The local jurisdictions that had been involved in that will actually be eligible for a share of that, and the government just doesn't get the whole thing if you participate in this program. And so this has been 3 or 4 years coming. We're just trying to figure out how to actually make this thing work. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, we will be prepared to be able to get our equitable share of the resources that we expended on the investigation from the federal government.
Great, thank you. Is there any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilman Nave,
Aye.
Councilman Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember Spallo,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore,
Aye.
Mayor Smith.
Aye. Bill number 25-33 has been enacted as ordinance 4.717. Item 13, first reading bill number 25-34, an ordinance approving a collective bargaining agreement with the Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge 50, for non-supervisory commissioned police department personnel and authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement.
Mayor Smith,
Mayor Pro Tem Moore.
I move to place bill number 25-34 on its first reading.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Madam Clerk, will you please read the bill?
First reading bill number 25-34, an ordinance approving a collective bargaining agreement with the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 50 for non-supervisory commissioned police department personnel and authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement.
Mayor Smith,
Mayor Pro Tem Moore.
I move to accept the first reading of bill number 25-34, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second.
A motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Madam Clerk.
Second reading bill number 25-34, an ordinance approving a collective bargaining agreement with the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 50 for non-supervisory commissioned police department personnel and authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement.
Mayor Smith,
Mayor Tim Moore.
I move to accept the second reading of bill number 25-34 and enact it as ordinance 4.718.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilman Nave,
Aye.
Councilman Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember Spallo,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore,
Aye. Mayor
Smith.
Aye. Bill number 25-34 has been enacted as ordinance number 4.718. Item 14 is Resolution R 25-80, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a professional engineering services agreement with Walter P. Moore and Associates, Incorporated, in the amount not to exceed $282,470 for the Old Antioch Road Complete Street Design Project TP2612.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Nave.
I move to accept Resolution R-25-80.
Second.
A motion in 2 seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Is there any other business to come before the council this evening? Hearing none, we are adjourned. Thank you for being here.